Hey, what's going on YouTube? My name is Sal, and right now I'm on a trip with my best friend Seb. He and I are on the road. We're currently in Tennessee, and we made a video yesterday kind of updating and giving you a little bit of background on the trip. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It's the first of hopefully many, and yeah, let me know if you like it.
So we are Seb and Sal. We have embarked on a 3-month road trip across the U.S. Basically, a big part of the reason why we decided to do this is because we're both in a position to work from the road on our laptops. So we're going to be spending January, February, and March going through the U.S.
This is episode 1 of Hi Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Getting on the road. Okay, so when we left, it was January 4th, and it was a Friday morning in Toronto. And we packed up the van, insert picture of the van, and we almost did everything right. Unfortunately, we did forget our bucket of food.
Yeah, and cookware and stuff, but thankfully our friend Raymond was kind enough to lend us some other camping supplies that we also had, which included some cookware, so we are not totally bereft.
Yes. Thank you, Raymond. Shout out, Raymond.
That's okay, you're going in the States. There's nothing but parking spaces in the States.
Also, shout out to the beautiful weather that we had on the way down to our first stop. That was amazing, right?
Which is a good thing considering I'm doing all of the driving during this trip.
He drives, I don't. Code of conduct. When you are traveling with someone for 8.5 hours, there's no grace, there's no, you hear the farts, you know, you pick the nose, it's pretty intense. So we decided to create a code of conduct. Rule number 2, over communication is encouraged except when we are taking space. Do not be afraid of sounding stupid or redundant. Ask clarifying questions. So for example, instead of saying, I'm hungry, say, I'm hungry and my mood is dropping, I should eat in the next hour. So our intention is like to not, like you can't read each other's minds.
Yeah. Well, and I think, you know, the idea of intentions is also something that's important to this trip. Part of what we're trying to do also is like explore and experiment and like take this opportunity that we're taking outside of the way we normally live our lives to see if we can find new habits and ways of living that we resonate with. And so setting these intentions for how we're going to kind of deal with each other and handle conflict and stuff as it arises is part of that.
Yeah. Ugh, I'm sitting on the floor. Ugh. That's nice. Maps.
So I was kind of keen on this idea of like trying to use GPS as little as possible and to kind of like draw out our maps beforehand. However, that led to us going about half an hour the wrong way, coming out of Toronto and like turning down towards Niagara Falls instead of going onwards to Detroit.
Whoops.
However, I will say that if I'm driving, I'm not navigating.
Yeah, my bad. So I got distracted because we were writing the code of conduct.
But anyway, we got to Detroit, no problem.
Our first postcard is Detroit, Scott's place in Detroit.
The amazing, the
illustrious,
illustrious Scott
mystical.
Brills, the mystical Scott Brills. Scott Brills.
The rational.
The rational.
Okay,
the
so
human
Scott.
unicorn.
So the humicorn. Scott is my friend. We met in Berlin. He travels the world and he lives in Detroit. And thankfully he's in Detroit right now, so we got to see him on Friday night.
And also break some of his glasses.
Yes, we're sorry.
Sorry, Scott.
We used to do a lot of brewing when I was living in Halifax.
What you doing there, Scott? I'm really sorry. Yeah, he was such a hospitable guest, and his dad is so awesome. And then we played Sushi Go Party, and...
But before that, we stuffed our faces with Korean barbecue, which
Yes.
I had never had before. I have also never had someone put food back on my plate so quickly after finishing a plate. I'm going to feed you until you actually are physically unable to eat anymore.
Yeah, shout out Scott for feeding Seb.
And then we took off and drove 8 hours down to Tennessee.
We were very tired because it was like an 8-hour day, and we listened to a lot of podcasts and music. A lot. And then by the end of the day, we passed this bridge, or not this bridge, but this like overlook. And we were like, wow, that looks so cool. We should stop there. And then we were like, no, we've been driving for so long. We don't want to stop there.
We're almost there. We're like
Yeah.
half an hour away
Yeah.
by the directions that we had looked up. And then, so of course, we call Sal's grandma, and turns out that the exact place that we had to go was 100 feet from this scenic overlook that we decided not to stop at.
Yep, so if we had just followed our instinct, this is a lesson, we would have saved about an hour of driving and 2 really awkward phone calls of like, where are you? I don't know. Well, where's that? I don't know. But we did find the space, and that leads to postcard number 2, which is my grandparents' house. So my mom's parents are graciously hosting. We're in Grandpa's workshop right now. They're hosting us at their gorgeous house here in Tennessee. The house is...
If Paul Bunyan were gonna build a castle, this is what it would look like. It's
so
this
beautiful.
amazing wood structure at the very top of this like mountain where you can see out across this like whole entire valley that's full of this big like reservoir lake that like snakes between all these hills and stuff like that. And the sun comes up like directly in front of the cabin every single morning.
It's breathtaking.
Yeah.
We'll
good.
have pictures, yeah.
Yeah, we asked Dwayne and Deanne to show us some cool, weird stuff. So then they took us to the Lost Sea, which is America's largest underground lake.
Very large, very underground.
And full, for some reason, of rainbow trout. And so this is the one thing about this place is like, it's a really cool cave and whatever, but you can tell that it's like owned by a private company. Because they like, you go down to this cave, and instead of it being like, preserve all of the natural elements as much as possible, they just like put a bunch of rainbow trout in the lake.
The underground
lake. And they
lake.
have to like light the lake in order for the fish to actually be able to live. And then when asked why the fish are in the lake, the answer is just, well, people like to look at them.
That's what he said. Why do you have trout in the lake? People like them. People like to see them. People like to see them.
That's what it was.
James. Yeah, but the cave, I thought the cave also itself was really cool because it's like, you got to see, they turned off all the lights at one point in the cave so you could see natural darkness, which is a natural phenomenon where there's absolutely zero light, and it's incredibly rare. Even if you like stand in your closet, you'll probably see like light from reflected from something onto something onto something. And so it was pitch black. You couldn't see your hand in front of your face. And yeah, that was an awesome experience. So now it's a Tuesday, which means Seb and I are working again. So we worked yesterday, we worked today from a coffee shop in Morrisville.
Shout out 60 Beans.
60 Beans. We are so grateful that you let us sit there all day. And what was really great is the weather has been like so freakishly warm that yesterday, at the end of the day, we sat outside on the patio and just like typing, working in the sunshine. And that
Pretty good for January.
I feel the seasonal affective disorder just like pulling out of my face as we thaw from Toronto. Toronto isn't that bad right now, I think, or it wasn't too bad when we left, but it's just nice to have t-shirt weather. Thank you for watching. Hi Mom, once again, to whoever is watching this as well, to all the moms out there, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.